let's talk. Hi. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you have been around for a while, this might be a topic that you can relate to. So I've just finished a yoga practice and I want to be fully honest with you. I haven't done any regular, properly regular yoga practice for the past 2 years. I had a phase when I was back home in Germany where I did a challenge practicing yoga every single day for 100 days straight. And that was a pretty good experience. I was obviously in the comfort of my own space, which is a bit easier than the current living situations that I'm in right now, which I'm gonna get to in a minute. But recently I've really been missing a stable, regular practice because yoga always made me feel very good. It's really hard to explain it, but if you've discovered yoga for yourself and you feel all the benefits, then you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, in today's video I kind of want to give you a few reasons why you're not doing yoga every single day. And I am well aware that by saying you guys out there, I also include myself, because I am not doing yoga every single day and I really should. So hopefully this video can inspire some of you out there, as well as myself, to do more yoga. So let's get into this video. So the first big reason why at least I always say I'm not doing yoga every single day is time. I don't have the time to do yoga today, sorry. I really can't commit right now. No, I'm too busy. I've got other things to do. I wish I could have all that time in the world to do yoga every single day, but I just can't make it. I'm pretty sure we've all had this excuse plenty in our yoga journey. And at least for me, it's not like I don't have the time. I sometimes just don't want to make time, because the sad reality is I'm not making yoga a priority when I really should. So when I say I don't have time for yoga, I actually mean I don't have time for yoga, but I have time to sit on my phone and scroll through my Instagram feed at least 5-6 times a day, which I want to say is probably equivalent to an hour. So do I want to continue staring at my phone and not really getting anything from it, or do I want to start creating something? If you hear like weird background noises, that's my little dog Pedro over there. He's not my real dog, unfortunately, at least for a little while. Anyway, so what I'm really trying to work on is the statement in my head, I don't have time for yoga, because I do have time for yoga. Next big reason why you and me are not doing yoga every single day is because we don't have a mat. Now, be aware, I'm currently sitting on my mat, which is in fact actually not a yoga mat, it's a fitness mat. There's not a big difference between the both of them, but this one is quite thick, which is actually nicer to practice on because I have a bit of trouble with my knees. But regardless of me having this mat, I found myself on the road trip that I recently done. And you know, one of those days where everything's just crammed in the car and you don't really want to pull everything out to do one task or whatever. And even though I had basically all day to do yoga, I just could not be bothered taking my mat out of the car because it was probably buried in some other stuff. But the point to which I'm getting now is You don't actually need a mat to practice yoga. Sure, it's super convenient, but most of the people who are watching this video are probably living in a house or apartment or some sort of 4 walls and a roof scenario. So as long as you're on a clean surface that won't hurt you in terms of like stones and roots of trees and stuff, you're pretty fine doing yoga without a mat. You can always get yourself a cushion for your knees, or even do your practice on a blanket or a duvet, whatever, really, like a sheet, anything that basically protects your knees a little bit and doesn't let you slide away when you're doing downward facing dog or something like that. But the excuse of not having a mat and therefore not being able to do yoga is not sufficient. Another big reason why I'm not doing yoga every single day is definitely because I think that I need to do a practice for a specific time. So what I mean by that is, in my head personally, I feel like I should be doing yoga for at least 20 to 30 minutes every day. Because if I do it under that time, it doesn't really feel like I did a proper practice. But you don't necessarily have to do yoga for 20 or 30 minutes or even longer than that. You can do a smaller practice which may only take 10 minutes. If you really don't have a lot of time in your day, then what's stopping you from doing a quick practice for 10 minutes? Most of you out there should be able to squeeze in that little bit of time, just 10 minutes, to stretch, to do a few exercises, a few positions, and even that little bit might make you feel a lot better than you not doing yoga at all. I'm really trying to focus on that too, and I'm not even just saying that in this video. I really want to work on that, because every time I do practice yoga I feel so much better. And this is just the fact because I literally just finished a practice before I filmed this video, and I already feel so much lighter and just more in tune with the universe. So I just need to get it into my head that even if it's just 10-15 minutes, it's still a practice. Another reason why you're not doing yoga every single day is because you've got no privacy. And I don't mean that in general, just specific to yoga. So let me tell you a little bit about my previous living arrangements. Fancy little word of me calling my home a hostel for the past year and a half. I was staying there for a long time for several different reasons, but when you're living in a hostel you have very little space to do anything in private. Yeah, living in a hostel definitely made me realize that I can't just wait until I am completely on my own, because I would have never practiced yoga in a year and a half. And fair enough, I have not practiced as much as I should have done and not as regularly as I should have done, but I still made it work every now and again. There's some sort of like, you got days where you're just too awkward to do it in front of people, but it's all about finding new ways and working with times as well, because I used to sometimes just get up really early on the weekends and grab my mat and practiced outside on the grass at like maybe 7 o'clock in the morning. And yeah, everyone would still be asleep because they were partying on a Friday night or something, and I would just be an early bird and get my practice done in the morning while it was still quiet. So if you are in a similar situations, or if you've got kids that are running about all day, try to work with times where they rest or where they're with friends or whatever, and squeeze a practice in. And if you're not able to work around times or anything like that, try to make it work while there's people around. I know this can be really, really awkward, but I guarantee you, once you started doing it, it'll get easier. The last reason why you're not doing yoga and why I'm not doing yoga every single day is my favorite excuse of all times. It's too cold. I use this excuse for myself so many times being on the road, because early mornings can be quite crisp in Australia, even in summer. Or if you're living in a cold climate or anything like that, it must be even harder. But the excuse of it is too cold to practice is not sufficient, because first of all, you're gonna warm up. If you've ever done yoga, I know it looks like you're just doing slow motion positions all the time and it might not do anything to you, but I guarantee you, once you've done a practice, your heart rate will speed up and it gets your blood pumping and you're gonna get warm. And besides that, there's no such rule as to wear a sports bra and tight shorts while doing your practice. I know all those influencers on YouTube, on Instagram, they always look super nice in their matching bras and shorts or leggings, but the reality is, when you're practicing at home, which I am doing 100% of the time, I think I went to yoga classes maybe 2 or 3 times in my life, but I've just been practicing with YouTube yogis, and that means nobody's gonna see me. So most of the time I'm just in my trackies. I'm either in a normal t-shirt like this, or sometimes when I'm cold I'll just have a big hoodie on and just start practicing like that. And at some point I am gonna get warm and I'll just peel all my clothes layers off. So if you're cold, just layer up and start practicing and you will get warm. I hope this little video will inspire a few of you to grab your mat and practice yoga immediately. I'm not even joking. Get off your phone or your laptop right now and do a bit of a downward facing dog or a child's pose to start with. Yoga is definitely such a great way to disconnect from what's going on in this world right now, and I wish more people would do it. So I hope I could kick a few of your butts in this video. See you in my next one. Bye!